Hello, my name is Andrei Kojokaru, your trainer for today, and you're watching Essential Training. Let's start. Today I'm gonna talk about three elements essential in public speaking. These are the speech, the emotional part, and the nonverbal part. But before I talk about them, I want to mention that this is my first video training and that I have been doing trainings for like 2 years. So without any further ado, let's start. Before I talk about these three elements, I want to ask you, why wouldn't you talk in front of a public? I know what you're going to say, you feel a lot more comfortable watching others speak, or that you might be afraid and stuff like that. But trust me, once you get the hang of it, it's a whole new experience for you. So this brings me to the first part, the emotional part. It's quite normal for you to be afraid, especially if you're doing this for the first time. This fear comes out of your natural instinct for preservation, and what you should do is to repeat in your mind that this is all in your head. People won't throw tomatoes at you. Another technique that you can use to lower your emotions is to take a song that gives you the sense of confidence. And for me, an example is the song called Eye of the Tiger from the film Rocky. And you take this song and listen to it for like 21 days, each night. And when you will be in front of an audience, just think about this song. It will give you the sense of confidence that you will need. The second element is the speech part. And in order for you to have a great speech, you'll need to be short and simple, or use the KISS technique. By short I mean using shorter sentences and not very long sentences like, now I'm gonna talk to you about the things that I talked previously. No, you won't do that because you'll tend to bore your audience. What you should do is to speak very simple and with short sentences. By simple I mean use words that are common for everyone, not just people that have degrees. Another thing that you should do is to use three ideas that you want to express in your speech. For instance, if I'm gonna talk about matches, the first thing that I'm gonna say is that they make fire. The second thing is that they're very cheap. And the third thing is that they're made out of two parts, the wooden part and the part that ignites the flame. Okay, all clear until now? Good. Another thing that you should do is to talk about your purpose. Why do I want to tell you about this stuff? Why I like this? Why I'm so passionate about it? Why? This gives a sense of added value to your speech, and it will make the audience be more attracted to what you have to say. The third element is the nonverbal part. And by this I mean gestures, I mean your postures, and of course your clothing. I'm gonna start with the gestures. For instance, when you are in front of an audience, you'll tend to do stuff like this. This is quite normal for you, especially if you're afraid. And what you should do in order to avoid this is to take a marker and hold it like this in your hands. See? You won't be able to do this. Another thing that you should do is to use your hands quite oftenly. And pretend that you have in your both hands apples, and you're giving your audience fruits. Okay, something like this. This creates the sense of that you're open to the people that you're talking, and this is what I am doing now. Another thing that refers to the nonverbal part is of course the posture. And by this I mean the way that you stand with your body. Most of you will tend to move around, especially due to an anxiety. And what you should do to be more confident is to move by idea. And by this I mean that first I'm gonna talk about this thing, then you talk about the second thing, you move in this direction and blah blah blah. And you talk about the third thing and you move in this direction. And last but not least, the clothing. The clothing should be very formal or semi-formal. If you're at a conference, then you should be dressed formal, but if you are talking to a bunch of students, you can come in a shirt or be not so formal. This is my advice for you. You don't want to create a very big difference between the level of clothing that your audience is dressed in and the level of clothing that you are dressed. That's all for today. If you liked my video, like, comment and subscribe on YouTube. And of course, if you have any questions or suggestions for other trainings, you can leave me a comment down below. Until next time, I say bye bye.